Hello guys, and welcome back to Power Revolution 2020 edition with our Israeli playthrough. In the last episode, we set this one up by scheduling a cyber attack against Syria, one which will hopefully be successful and allow us to invade. Now, I could start moving some troops from Beirut towards the border in preparation. However, this is such a small distance. Like, look at this. There's only 41 miles to the border. Even less if you look over here, 30 miles. Countries tend to get a little bit antsy with troops that close to the border, and I don't want to make it so that there's any Syrian troops in my way. So we're going to wait patiently inside the city for this attack to become possible, or for us to learn that it is in fact not possible. Looks like we have successfully nationalized, I know what it is, the anti-sleep molecule. Oh, what the hell? Wait a minute. Anti-sleep molecule. Go back. Go back. It looked like it got started. It says we don't produce anything, but it looked like it got started, did it not? Here, let me put one workforce into it. Maybe we can, in fact, get this started now that we have the technology to do so. Technically, I'm patenting this. Since I am patenting this, anyone and everyone should be able to make it, which is probably going to lead to a whole bunch of economic growth for me as a result if they end up doing that. But what does that really mean? Well, it means the whole world will be healthier, I guess. It means that I get to raise my taxes more because of how much my growth is going to be going up and how much my growth is already going up. So the plague is continuing. This started at the end of last episode as well. 93 dead, 74 infected, and the progression has supposedly stopped. Says here we got 100 dead and 100 contaminated. That's kind of yikes. We're definitely doing better than our neighbors are with their plagues. Let's see. Yeah, much better than them. Partial dismantlement. That's good. Let's go into Secret Service, check out our terrorists, of which we still have many. Those were, in fact, partial. They did not lie. We also have infiltrated... Or infiltrated, here we go. This since the 30th. It's been about 2 weeks. Let's go ahead and set that to dismantle. He should be good to go to do some good damage. We got a sporting victory, which gave us a nice good boost here because the Olympics are going on. I don't know exactly how we won, but that's good. What is this? Someone died overnight due to the disease. The Minister of Homeland Security contracted the disease several days ago in a trip to the affected region. That's sad. I guess I'll need a new one. I think that's like the second time we have vacated that position. Except the first time I think he got arrested. But here, let's appoint a new one. Let's check our party. I mean, I could go to other parties, but there are no other parties. Oh, well, they are here. They're just terrorists now. Apparently they count as politicians, but they are terrorists. You can see here, illegal organization. I'm not putting them in charge of any part of my government. So let's see here. We definitely have more. Yeah, we definitely have more politicians here promoted from citizens. So we can definitely promote one of them. Their popularity doesn't seem to be too great except for the party leader. I'll promote this guy, Shiloh. Shiloh? You're the new Minister of Homeland Security. Enjoy. Well, guys, we've done it. The military cyber attack against Syria was a success. Now we can start the invasion. I'm only going to send about 10,000 troops, but I'm going to send them in batches of, let's say 2,000 should be good. Here's one stack of 2,000. Let's get towards the head of state residence. Yes. Let's get another stack of 2,000. That's the second. We need 3 more. I guess I'll send you there as well. Another, which I can just delete that out. And we'll send that in through a different entrance. Let's do this entrance. Not that it's really necessary, but maybe it will help improve traffic. And now we need 2 more stacks of 2,000. The reason why I'm splitting them up, in case for whatever reason you haven't been watching through the entire series, is because when you do split them up, they get into the city faster. In any and every regard of anything you do with military in this game, sending more in one stack, be it any kind of military unit, is always a mistake. Let's continue. Yeah, this satellite is just stuck here. That's unfortunate. I can never move this satellite. It's just fucking stuck. It's useless right now. That's a shame. I can't even forcibly delete it or anything. There's no way I can interact with this except trying to move it, which will always fail. Here we have our little invasion force. I'm also, as a side note, I'm just going to take this 606 here. I'm going to allocate it over to Monaco so that we have some infantry over there just in case. Another partial dismantlement.
It's true that the
Hopefully it's actually better than it says, because we're about to go to war and we need all the popularity that we can get. No, it's just a partial dismantlement. It's fine though. We are cutting through their sympathizers like butter. 1, 2, there's 2 of them up here. Oh no, there's 2 of them right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our first troops are entering. You see 700 entered. If I put that as one big stack, they'd be entering at 700, 800 at a time, which means they'd be more at risk than the way I am doing it. We got a nice little boost due to funeral as well for attending that funeral. Well, that's good, because we are going to need it. I'm sure they have troops in the actual head of state bunker, so let's get going. All of our troops should make it in before the cyber attack wears off. Hopefully it just doesn't wear off, of course. Here comes the next wave. Let's send you guys in. Let's send you guys in. And we are arriving. They are going to have troops in here and they will be able to fire back. Alright. Oh man, that's a lot. They have commandos in here too. Oh no. That's a lot of troops. Yeah, these troops are all dead. Maybe I'll have my troops meet outside before actually entering from these 2 different waves. We have time. The battle's only just begun. Do not use an offensive strategy. Thank you very much. You guys all go there. Okay. Yeah, we're going to need some good force to actually walk in there and beat them. Alright, this is a nice little force. Let's get that sent in here. There you go. Have fun. Good luck. Ooh, already lots of deaths on our side. Presidential palace siege has begun. What about the first wave? Did you forget about that? Plague epidemic plan to fight the disease. I'm pretty ready for a large healthcare catastrophe. Thank you very much. I'm doing much better than my neighbors are doing with my plague compared to how they're doing with theirs. We got more troops coming in. We're definitely losing some troops here. But of course, we're the ones running into an ambush, just sitting there waiting for us. So this next wave should be enough to finish them off though. Commandos or not. Yeah, the commandos are also way better at fighting than the infantry. Ignoring how much of an advantage they have right now, just that aside, the commandos also have a boost that we simply do not. Oh, okay, okay. Looks like we are beating it. There's only one enemy left by the looks of it. And he's going to die. There we go. Nice. Now let's get on the bunker. And hit play. Awesome. We've taken the head of state bunker. We have to, well, we've taken the residence. We're still taking the bunker. But this should go through before the cyber attack wears off, I believe. Could be wrong. Damn, you see, we take a look out here, and they're even now still entering in just these super weird amounts. But almost all of our troops have entered. Almost all of them will be in there, if not all of them, by the time it runs out. We've lost 2,553 troops to their 1,109. Again, they had a pretty defensive point. 1,109. I guess it was commandos. It's not... Oh, here it is. 97 commandos. I was going to say, what the hell? So we got a 9.8% warmongering hit right there. Not as bad as it has been. Syria declared war. Breach of treaties. Syria already hated me. So it's fine. We're actually doing it, guys. We're actually taking Syria. I am excited. 1,133 people attempted to escape the disease that ravages Jerusalem, but the quarantines barricade held and they were unable to escape the epidemic. What are you trying to escape for? What's the matter with you? I'm taking good care of you. Growth is down to 4.31%. Wow, it is shrinking crazy fast.
We have just taken the country.
Hopefully I didn't do too much to piss it off. Good thing I'm still doing the trade agreements and patenting things, because that will help undo any extra dramatic things I may have done. That being said, we have captured the capital of Syria. Damascus is mine, which means that Syria is about to capitulate very shortly. Can I move you into Beirut? Damn it, I really want this satellite back. That's just one satellite I'll never get back. I guess because it's a bug, I could always technically just come in here, find, well, if satellites are even in here. Satellites. I could find satellites and give myself one. No, I can't, because you can't actually give yourself a satellite. Well, that sucks. That definitely sucks. Alright, anti-terrorism boost for what? Partial dismantlement? That's good. Let's go. Okay, we've had 2. Still no full dismantlements, but ooh, the communist forces are down to only 997 sympathizers. 1 more dismantlement, and they should be as good as dead. Let's speed up the game here. Speed up this process. Move the plague along as well, of course. Oh my god, what's happening? Quarantine seized. Greatly impacts our economy. Oh, you know what it is? It's probably the quarantine that hurt my economy. Yeah? Yeah, that makes sense. Because it's in my capital. The plague is in my capital. Well, what else does anyone else have to say about it? Army lacks men. Thank you.
Prospective analysis.
Approaching the terrorist group Total Jihad in Libya.
Identify a potential ally.
I don't even see Total Jihad in here. I don't want to approach them, no. Not them. Well, how's the plague doing before I lift it? How's the actual plague behaving? So, oh man, it has... Whew, look at that. The amount of contaminated has gone up like crazy. I guess we're not doing quite as better. The incubation period was just insane. With those kinds of numbers, I think I'm going to keep the quarantine going. Growth impediment aside, our growth is still perfectly fine. Costing us money or not, I'd rather not lose the population. Because so many people always leave my country, I need to keep them. Leader shot at dawn. Here's our peace treaty. Let's integrate the country. And voila, we have captured Syria. Now up here is still the trick. I don't quite know how this is going to work yet. With all the Syrian Kurdish Renaissance forces. And they hate me. So they're not exactly my friends, but they completely own these 3 territories. I don't know how exactly that's going to integrate. If it will become a new terrorist organization or not. We have to wait until the map updates. What the hell? Wait.
Considering the latest developments in the epidemic, you could be confident at present that all danger of infection has been eliminated.
Well, he ended the quarantine that I just decided to keep, so I certainly hope the plague is done spreading. Death toll of, yeah, those soldiers. We did pretty well. Not too many losses, and we're about to gain their entire military. Eventually, I do just have to come in here and get my military back up to snuff, even if I have to pay other countries for it. So after taking Syria, we now have Total Jihad, again, in our country, but they don't have a lot of sympathizers. I can probably get rid of them pretty easily. Let's file. No one to find. And the Israeli Kurdish Renaissance is also here. Now, they're a bit different. They have a lot of sympathizers, more than any of my political parties did. They have a hell of a financial backer resume. But they have a different relationship to the West than they do with us. They currently own all of this, though I don't think we're not technically in a conflict with them. So they technically own all of this. It looks like they destroyed a military base belonging to the actual Syrian government a while ago. They technically own all of this, and I'm not technically in a conflict with them. So I'm going to try to not make the conflict a conflict again. I'm going to try to just take them out through my Secret Service screen instead by infiltrating them. So taking a look at everything we've just inherited here, there is a refugee camp here that we inherited, which has a lot of refugees in it. There are some cities that definitely, well, it looks like they need to be rebuilt. Oh, they're already rebuilding. Oh my god. Progress days. These cities take years to rebuild. They've been rebuilding since the start of the game, and they're still rebuilding. Now we're going to integrate, so we're going to get a lot of pop-ups as the game recalculates everything about me. We're getting negative popularity hits because of the... What the hell? I have a deficit now? Damn, did taking over Syria give me a budget deficit? We'll have to wait. At least one more weekly economic calculation. We don't know exactly how this is going to turn out. It is merging 2 countries together, and it is very, very buggy when it does that. Our population is up to 40 million now. Let's check our population growth. 1.89%. It's actually gone up. Our immigration rate has spiked up. Wait, what? Our immigration rate has spiked up? Where's my immigration? Immigration. we have a positive migration flow again. Hey, maybe I can actually open my borders again. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to wait until the integration is completely done rather than just making any quick movements. So apparently the final outcome of the plague is here. 2 cities were affected and only 224 died. So that's actually not that bad. Let's hit play. Let's go to AIDS. Find our country here. It's going to be at the bottom, in the middle. Israel. Oh, great. So I got a terrorist action from Syria. I got their plague, and I have my plague. And oh my god. So some of this stuff is easy, and some of it is not easy. This is easy. 1 million. 1 million to pay off that terrorist action. Now we come here, and this says 674 million to pay off Syria's plague, by the looks of it, of which they had more deaths, which is interesting. So let's just do 700 million. Now the real kicker here, though, is going to be our plague. For whatever reason, with far less deaths, our damage estimate is way higher. I can't even begin to comprehend why it is like that. Our GDP per capita has dipped down again. Wow, our GDP per capita is nothing. It's doing terrible because of the very poor countries we are getting. Maybe their cost for public health care was just not as high because their currency was dog shit, because their people were so poor. But hey, my people are poor now that I've gotten their people. They boosted up my poverty threshold again a little bit, it looks like. This is all stuff that will normalize, though. So I think we've definitely gotten the anti-sleep molecule up and running because it went to 1 without telling me anything. I'm going to get the manpower up to 5 just to kind of confirm that it's up and running anyway, because I don't see much of any production. We're infiltrating one of our now many terrorist groups. As you see, we have acquired a large number of military bases, be they land or air, and we definitely don't need most of them. So we're going to have to get rid of some of these. Which ones? I'm not sure yet. Oh, and apparently Venezuela is being kicked out of the International Criminal Court due to violations of the rules. That's really no surprise, but it's good to see the AI getting the same treatment I get. Alright, now for Syria Cleanup. So this is way too close to the border for an airbase. I don't like this being here. So let's go ahead and allocate the very few things that are here back to the next base, and we are going to dismantle this one because Syria has a lot of bases for having not that large of a military. They also have 2 naval bases, whereas they only really need 1, so I'm going to keep the northernmost one because it's the furthest one away from our others, and it's also kind of in more of a unique position. We are going to dismantle this naval base. Man, naval bases are the most expensive, and they're pretty damn expensive to just dismantle. But it will save us money in the long run. We do not need 2 land bases right next to the city of Damascus. It's not going to be that important. That costs way too much money. So I'm going to completely vacate one of them, and then we're going to go ahead and dismantle that. Now I'm kind of working at such a pace that my military might hate me with how many things I'm dismantling all at once. I have seen that happen before, but I did have to dismantle way more than I've just dismantled in order to accomplish it. So let's just take it a little slowly and make sure that we're not fucking anything up. Alright, so we just passed by one of the weekly economic calculations, and we're able to approach total jihad in Somalia. I don't want to work with total jihad, though, if I work with anybody. So our stats are interesting. Growth has remained about the same even after lifting the quarantine. Inflation is maybe going down a little bit now. Unemployment, as you can see, is huge. But we knew this going in. We knew that a lot of Syria's population was unemployed. And we knew that their population was just about as high as mine. So I did see this coming. Now what this means is I'm not invading anywhere else unless its population is insignificant compared to mine, like some one-off city like Liechtenstein or Liechtenstein in Europe, or Andorra, who does not like me anymore if they ever did, so they'd make a good target, I guess, if I really wanted. Oh, neither do they. I swear to God, these countries used to like me. Some of the changes I've made to my country have really changed the way other countries view me, because some of these little countries used to love me, now they just don't. Even this one is neutral, and I believe it used to like me. That's interesting. Well, those 3 are little targets we could go after. You know why? Because more than likely they're pretty highly developed. Their populations are more than likely insignificant, so we don't really have to worry about it. They could not affect our employment rates very much at all, even if they wanted to, assuming that they could have an ulterior motive. Our unemployment will be fixed over time. Our economy does great. It is great. Growth is amazing all the time, whether I want it to be or not. And if we ever reach the point where our economy does start struggling, well, that just means I can finally start building things and doing things. I really wouldn't mind it. Share of the GDP that we have of the whole world's GDP is now 0.75% of it, so that has gone up. So that's pretty nice. Our new army size is 210.7 thousand. Still not 1% because now our population is much higher. We would need about 400,000 to get about 1% of our population active duty as career soldiers. We're not really going to fuck with that. We've acquired so much outdated military equipment. Let's see if I can dismantle just these like rank 2 missile launchers. Dismantle. Does that work? Now someone told me that a second screen would come up. I don't have a second screen. What if I hit confirm there? So yeah, someone in the comments said that a second screen would come up and I would have to hit OK. I just hit OK on the only other screen I know of. Meaning, I do believe the 2020 edition, yeah, it is bugged. You cannot dismantle units because here's an OK. And then it resets and then nothing. The missile launchers are still there. So if I want to dismantle units, I have to literally come into God and Spy and cheat the units out of existence. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Unfortunate that that's how I have to do it, but hey, what are you going to do? So he definitely did not like my dismantlement that I was doing, but he's not crazy upset with me. He still likes me, the leader of the military, that is. Or at least the minister of the military. So we are good to dismantle some more. That deficit is still present. Apparently, we do have a deficit now that we've taken over their country. However, the actual budget deficit doesn't seem to be bad. Less than $1 billion. With how my economy seems to perform, I do think that this is going to right itself whether I increase taxes, change spending, or not. Pretty good popularity boosts here with discovering telecommunications and also from a cultural prize. What prize is this? I'm not seeing it. So what we've discovered here is the 10 Gigabit Internet, which is not anything we would ever have by 2024, but that's nice. It affects cybersecurity, ICT, and industry. I'm actually not going to patent this. Yeah, I'm not going to patent this because I could benefit from having it, and it's not exactly related to industries exactly. I mean, somewhat, but cybersecurity and ICTs, I think I'd like to keep those benefits for myself and let other countries get to that as they please. Yeah, this is following up on one of the plagues. Came at the top of the Paralympics. Oh, okay, well, it's good to know that my cripples are better than their cripples. So we did acquire a wind turbine here whose production is really not that great. So I'm going to dismantle this to make room for anything else I might want to build. Every time I work with energy now, the more I regret making all these solar plants, the more I just want to dismantle them so I have the space. And you're going to hear me complain about that a lot. Syria has a whole lot of development we need to do if we want to get it on par with the rest of our country. Almost nothing here is connected by road or rail or anything. For whatever reason, this military base is connected by road, so I guess I'll leave this military base here eternally. I mean, it's a nice spot for one. It's not a bad spot for a military base. I guess it being connected by road would have some kind of benefit. But there's a lot of towns that are not connected by main highway system, I should specify. And there's probably not a lot of industrial or ICT development in this country, which we are going to probably want to fix. Although we might want to wait until this is all good here. All these terrorists are driven out. Because as it stands, while this is technically part of our country, it's currently being run by a terrorist group, which thankfully is not in the process of fighting us. Now down here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 air bases right fucking next to each other. This is absolutely retarded. We don't need this. Oh, I'm sorry, there's another one. It's even worse than I thought. Great. Yeah, we need to fix this. This is absolutely not necessary. I don't know how many of these, if any, we would keep. Let me go ahead and send these guys way to the east to one of these other bases that are out by their own. This commando can just go to the capital, because that's where I gather my commandos. Let me dismantle this airbase, and let me just grab all my commandos so I have them in one spot. Where are they? Commandos. Here we go. 2003. I acquired 3 more. Send them all. Oh, fuck. You got in my way. But I got them all headed to Jerusalem now, I think. Allocate. Yes. All right, there we go. They are all headed to Jerusalem, which is nice. Let's get out of this screen. What was that for? Liberties. All right. Liberties are happy. Oh, that's for me dismantling military bases. Why would dismantling military bases help your liberties? Why would building military bases impede your liberties? That doesn't make any sense. You act like the presence of military is somehow the equivalent of martial law, no matter where it is. You're retarded. I disown you. Syria was filled with fossil energy, as should probably be expected by this point while we're taking over new countries. Very dirty energy. Surprisingly, no oil. In real life, I am confident that there are oil wells in Syria. And I am confident that the US has troops helping to defend them from terrorists. So the fact that we didn't get any oil wells is kind of weird. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and place down another offshore yada yada. We can place them over here now. Is this any better? Oh, this is average. It actually gets worse the further we head up this way, so we're going to have to stop sending them up that way sooner or later. Whenever we see it change to average, I'm going to keep making them so long as it keeps saying good, however. Ooh, we're down to 106 from 116 after a bunch of fossil fuel dismantled. So this isn't reflecting what we are going to have when dismantlement's done. And we're still dismantling another 50 fossil energy. How much actually is that in terms of capacity? That's 10. So we're going to go down another 10. Alright, so I'm going to refrain from dismantling any more until these ones are fixed. What's our budget doing? The deficit is actually getting worse, even though I haven't spent very much at all. Well, actually, that's a lie. I've been dismantling a lot of military bases. That kind of counts towards money. So this deficit may not go away. Wow, our growth is down to 2.29%. The Syrian economy must be dog shit. It must be absolute dog shit to have this kind of effect on us. I'm not going to get rid of our taxes quite yet. I'm not going to do that. But I am going to take our interest rate from 5% and lower it down to 2.5%, which will actually end up saving us some money. I don't think this amount. I think this is somewhat of a number bug. But we're going to go ahead and lower this, have it down to 2.5%. I've been waiting to do that for forever. Maybe that will help get our growth back up. Very interesting to see my growth suddenly dying all of a sudden. I will take that as good news since I am lowering my interest rate. Maybe all I had to do to get my growth under control was absorb a very terrible and inefficient economy. Not that that's a good thing. I would like to... Oh no! Well, I just fucked up. I just set this oil well to dismantle. I thought I was on another screen, and I can't undo it. And I don't have any saves except for at the beginning of the month. Well, that makes me all kinds of sad. I wanted to get an oil well. God damn it. Well, that's fun. Well, my own mistakes aside, we are going to set up some more oil wells. I'm just looking around. All of Lebanon, literally all of Lebanon has very good ratings for oil wells, even up here. Yeah, so let's set one up there. Let's go ahead and set up another one on the other side of the mountain, I guess. Very close to one of our tourist zones. I'm going to set up a third one somewhere around here. There you go. Very good. Set up a... I'm literally just going to fill Lebanon with the max oil wells that it could realistically support. I don't care. Right here would be another good spot, probably. Yep, there's a fourth one. And finally, let's get a fifth one placed down, and let's place it around here. Okay. How is gas in Lebanon? Do we have gas in Lebanon, or is it just oil? Very weak. Very weak. Okay, I think we just have oil in Lebanon. So Because our growth is dipping so much out of nowhere, after last episode it just being skyrocketing beyond my control, I'm just going to go ahead and fill Lebanon up with the maximum 5 oil wells for max capacity, I guess, while I've accidentally dismantled this one. Thankfully, these aren't very expensive, so I didn't waste a lot of money, but this may hurt our economy even a little bit more once it does finally get dismantled. And for now, we'll just have to wait. Well, that was a very exciting episode. We have a whole bunch of internal work we have to do in the next few episodes to fix our country now that we absorbed such a terrible country into our fold. And it's going to be very time-consuming, very difficult, potentially kind of fun. I'm looking forward to it, honestly. But for now, we have a nice full episode. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.